Hey ladies and gents, it's Zem again, and I'm doing the review on the Mustang 1A. I like this plane a lot. I definitely give this a 2 thumbs up. This is a high altitude energy fighter, straight up. The history behind it is, I did the Mustangs already, so what this was the first American order for the P-51. Before it was the British that was looking for this aircraft and ordering this aircraft. This was the MP-91 series of aircraft. So this was the first initial order of 150 for the American Air Force. Uh, they actually sent these on the Lend-Lease to Great Britain. Great Britain received 93 of them. The last 57 went to the U.S. Air Force. Uh, Most have to do with the fact that the Pearl Harbor happened, and that was the big reason. What is the big difference between the Mustang 1A and the other Mustangs in the game? This is actually mounted with four 20mm cannons, and this is when you read about the aircraft, the Air Force was unhappy with the mixed armament that the British used on their planes, so they went straight four 20mm Hispanos, and of this, of course, still has the Ellison engine because of some of the pre P-51B aircraft. Of course, the P-50. This right after this series was the P-51A. And then shortly after, the P-51A got 450 cals, and then of course the P-51B came in and ended up with the Merlin engine, and the story begins of the Mustangs. So these are early production Mustangs. This Mustang 1A, really nice aircraft, really great altitude. I think I've had it up to 2,900 meters, right, as I got into the red with it. But yeah, it has no problem, easily above 2,500 meters. Good boost, and it definitely works. With the 20mm on here, makes such a big difference when you're dealing with other. I mean, now it's literally a zoom and boom aircraft. Before with the other P-51s with the 650s, it took a while to really rattle off. When you're dealing with other light fighters, but now with these with these 420s, it shreds heavies, it shreds bombers. And if you have to turn into that role where you're going to have to deal with light fighters, yeah, it does a great job of the zoom and boom now. So yeah, I definitely, this is a 2 thumbs up aircraft. I really enjoy this aircraft. I have been playing it here quite a bit tonight. I made some pretty decent money and quite a few decent games off of it. So, on this one I run the Marksman 1 just because of the placement of the 420s, trying to get that dispersion down. I run improved reflector sight, and then of course I've kept up the engine tuning and the lightweight airframe just to help it a little bit against other P-51s and the BF-109s. Of course, the BF-109s are still going to outmaneuver you, but with the lightweight airframe, I might change this up, but I'm not terribly sure. Yeah, the altitude performance is not as good, of course, as say the BF-109 or even the other P-51 at Tier 6, but it's good enough. Like I said, this is the Ellison engine. If you look in here, you see the V17-10-39, and of course the 420mm Hispanos. Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed it. This is everything you've asked for, and what the other Mustangs are not. This is some serious firepower. It will eat every aircraft you run into. It will run through quickly. A great heavy fighter hunter, great bomber hunter, and when you do have to deal with the light fighters, that great altitude performance really makes a difference. And of course, if you do run into, say, the BF-109s and you get in a nice head-on with them, you're going to win just because 420mm. You get them all hitting, and they will go right through the BF-109, no problem. Same with airspeed, very good airspeed. Yeah, I can't give you enough thumbs up on this one. This was a fun aircraft to fly, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'll show you the replays on the aircraft, and you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, back with the first gameplay here in the 1A, or the A1A. Yeah, great altitude performance with this plane. Keep it up at altitude. You'll see most of the game I'm playing that role as the high altitude plane. Picking off heavy fighters, knocking off bombers, anything that I see above 2,000 meters. You're going to see me course straight down once in a while to pick off some other planes and whatnot. But for the most part, I'm going to try to keep this thing up as high as I can. I'm going to pull down in here and see what I can pick up some of these boomerangs. Yeah, and here we go. Yeah, like I said before with the 420s, when you start to get them to hit, they just wreck through planes. Knock off the first boomerang, having trouble talking today. Pick up the second one, he's diving, and down we go. Yeah, we really need this base right off the bat here, so pull around back on the boomerang. Keep those 20s singing. They don't heat up real quick, you know, and they cool down relatively easy, so it's not too terrible bad. I'm going to try over here and knock out this F4U1, or the F4U1's working on the boomerang. I'm going to pick up the last kill on the boomerang and flip the objective. So I'm going to start climbing back to altitude. You know, a good 10-second boost, and of course with the P-51's aerodynamics, it climbs very well, you know, very quickly. It doesn't take long to get back to altitude. So we're sitting here. We got our command center up, and we got the center being slightly overrun right now. But I'm not terribly worried about it. What I'm worried about is, of course, that mining facility over there. I'm really looking at it just because I would like to make sure that doesn't get taken. Yeah, it's one of those things, you know. I'm playing the objective and not so much what I'm worried about here with the planes. The center is always nice to hold, but not necessarily important here. So I'm going to pick up the P-51A. They've already knocked that one out. So yeah, kind of being undecided here. So I'm going to pick up the other P-51A, smoke on through, pick up the Spitfire, see if I can get a couple rounds into him, finish off the F4, just not quite finish off the F4U1, and I got the KI coming in here, put some shells into him. We're just going to keep on rolling here. Flip up over in a vertical. Of course, huge ring damage, but you know what? We'll go head to head. I don't have a problem with that. Flip the objective back over. We're going to clean out some the baddies here for a little bit here so we can get over there on that objective. Pick up the F4U1 this time. I didn't miss. That was a problem. The first time I did miss. Pick back over up here. I have nothing against Clyde. He's a good bot, but he's just going to have to run away and die. And you don't know, like I said, of course, now you can see the big difference in the range. You know, you're no longer struggling to get within range for those 50s. With the 20s, you have, you know, yeah, good 150 meters or more range over those aircraft. So back up here, back up to 1,800 meters, still climbing. We're going to see if we can pick up the Ju-88. I got a couple fighters down here below, but we're going to see if we can take some HP off this Ju-88 before he takes off. Slowly but surely. Of course, I can only get so fast. I lost a lot of airspeed getting up this high, but that's all right. Like I said, with these 20s, they do a little bit better job than those 50s. I never could have pulled that off in a regular P-51 with the 50s. So I got Leith coming in here with the P-51A. He's respawned. He's full health, of course. Yeah, just a little too much. Don't have enough to get around on him. And he pulls around the backside. Coming around, come on, Leith. We're going to go nose to nose here. And fuck you, bot. Yeah, that was straight up just, let's just run right into me. Whatever. I'm not going to say too much about the ramming bots, but, you know, it is what it is. So we got the bomber flight coming in here on the mining facility, because I didn't quite finish off what I wanted to do, which was, of course, stop that from turning. I didn't get a chance to, but that's all right because we got the bombers inbound here. So pick up the Hurricane 2. Oh yeah, there we go. Finish him off, and I got the Wolf 198, one above me. Yeah, we're gonna finish you off. Just looking for targets opportunity. You know, this thing is a great ambusher. Once you get around on their tail with the 420s, you don't really, like I said before, you got to really sit there and work at it with the 50s. This thing, you're just going to need a few bursts a lot of times to finish off targets. So there's Leith, that prick. He goes on my naughty list of bad bots. He's running. I don't think I'm going to be able to get in on him, though. So I got an A6M2. He's a human pilot. We're going to see if we can knock him out rather as quickly as possible. So we took a real nice burst into him, finish off most of his health, speed on through, put the boost a little bit. We're going to try to see if we can get some separation here. Flip up in the vertical, up and over. Yeah, he finished. They finished off the A6M3, and that leaves me, of course, again with Leith on my tail, I believe. Yep, and he finishes him off. But I got a whole bunch of planes coming in here. So flip back around, see if we can meet him head on. We got the KI-43, he's not paying attention. And we got the Wolf, he's flying away again. So, start working the Wolf over. You know, with the longer range guns, sure helps a lot. You know, instead of trying to piddly fart away with those with the machine guns, this does a pretty nice job of finishing off these airplanes. When you get to hit, I mean, for some reason I'm having a hell of a time. F4U1, he's coming in here. Let's see here. We're gonna go up and over. He's a human pilot. Went in the vertical. Got my speed back up again, and now I'm just gonna flap around on him. He's not paying attention. He, for some reason, thought I left his tail. That's all right. We're gonna pick him up here quick from behind. Get the XFL1 coming through. Yeah. Oh, I love those 20s. They do such a nice job. Fucking apparently this guy's got a hard-on for me. Leith has been nothing but a prick most of the match. He's, I don't know. Apparently these are what the head hunting bots they call them. So we're just gonna pick him up. I owe him anyway. Slowly but surely, trying to keep my guns from not overheating as little as possible. But you know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get a little trigger happy. Pick up the Hurricane 2, finish him off, and we have now pretty much turned the. I should say turned. The game is pretty much, yeah, pretty much in the bag here. I'm gonna pick up the KI-43 too here. Once again, ambusher. And now that you actually can ambush things, because you can do a real nice job of knocking out planes, you don't have to sit there for long periods of time with the 50s. This plane does it pretty well. So it picks up the A6M2, put a burst into him, go in the vertical, up and over, around we come, see what the A6M2 is going to be doing. He's going to be running the opposite direction. That's alright. Get some modular damage in there so he doesn't have a chance to outturn me too easily. Flip up and over. Yeah, Spitfire finishes him off. We almost collide, but we're okay. Alright, so about 1,100 meters, 1,200 meters. We're going to have to get up to altitude here. You know, like I said, what's the great thing about Spitfires? They have no problem climbing. Pull back up. Did my ambushing. Now I'm going to get back into what probably my original intended role should have been, which is bomber suppression, heavy fighter suppression, and all that stuff. Flip up over. Just stalled her out as I got up here. We're sitting pretty, you know, we got our mining plants about ready to flip again here, not too long. They picked up the forward sector airstrip. About 9 seconds for our plant to flip, so we're not really doing too bad here. But I really like to make sure that we don't lose that mining facility. Hence why I'm up here trying to shoot down these bombers, so I don't have to worry about losing the game over it. So there we go. Pick him up. Got one more set of bombers here. And if I get to at least 3, I'm feeling pretty safe here. It doesn't quite bother me so much if they flip the cat back a little bit here. So the bomber's running. We just flipped the mining plants, and yeah, no problem. End up with the Winged Legend and 1400. All right, back with the second game in the Mustang 1A. We got a one of those kind of games. 2 humans on each side. Yeah, I could deal with that. So we'll boost up, get up to my 2,000 plus meters in case I'm gonna have to deal with some bots, heavy fighters, or if I run into any bombers. I'm at altitude, and like I said, at 2,200 meters, this flies just fine. Of course, like I said, if you run into really about the only thing you have to worry about at this altitude is probably the BF-109s and maybe the KI-61. Other than that, there's not a whole lot you're going to have to worry about. I mean, obviously other Mustangs too, but for the most part, you know, you outgun most of those planes. So you know, if you get an ambush on them, or you go head to head with them, you're going to do a pretty nice job of wrecking their face. Pull back around on the Beaufighter. They flipped a sector already. He's flying away. Let's see if we can pick him up quick here before he gets away. Oh yeah, love those 20s. And I've talked about in the P51 videos how I always felt that thing was, you know, underwhelming for an energy fighter. And I mean, obviously, if you get into, you know, you play it as a heavy hunter, you play it as a heavy, as a bomber. You know, the 650 cals will run through those pretty quick with their HP pools. But it always kind of lacked the zoom and boom part of it. This thing makes up for it. Of course, you can still do bombers, you can still do heavies, but now you have a little bit better, in my opinion, a little bit better chance of dealing with other light fighters, whether it's a head-on or, you know, a simple ambush. You know, with those 420s, if you got something at half health, it's gone, it's dead. Even full health, I've taken out planes at full health with this thing, just in one pass, if you get all the 20s, of course, hitting at once. So pick up the JU-88. Bomber suppression. Yep, that's what we do with this plane. Stay at altitude. Pick off the fat, tasty XP pinatas, slowly but surely. Yeah, ooh. This where it kind of gets a little dodgy. I was thinking about going. I was gonna go inverted here, just because we were this freaking close. I was like, yeah, I wonder if I could pull a Tom Cruise, but I decided not to. This is about the time I thought that freaking Beaufighter was going to steal my kill, and we'd be unable to flip this objective. So Beaufighter goes by, he completely misses his shot, but that's all right. I picked this guy up as he coming over. And like I said, just watch the numbers melt off this thing. So we pick up the objective finally, and we're just going to be looking here and see if we can find something. We got a stream of red coming in here. I got somebody coming up here to play. The Hurricane 2, oh yeah, you stalled out, buddy. Life's over with, sucks for you. This is what happens when planes stall out and you're in a P51A. You just run through his HP. Didn't quite get the kill, but that's alright. We'll pull over here. Once again, I have no idea why a 183 is up this high. Makes no sense. Pick up the BF-110. Yeah, I love that one. That all those 20s hit like that. We're looking. I got a Mosquito down low, and I really don't want to drop down that low. I want to finish off what's up here first before I drop down on that guy. P40M is running through here. Finish him off. Puts me about 6,400. Like I said, that Mosquito's down there, and he's almost dead. So I really don't feel like dropping all the way down. Same with the HS. There's Platinums down there, so you know, think better of it. We're gonna pull up. So now the military base, of course, is launching rockets at the air base here to the south. So I'm gonna go assist over there. That scares the shit out of me sometimes when you're flying by this when you're flying here close to the military base. The rockets come flying by. You're like, what did that come from? So P-38, so my P-38F, he's been destroyed by AA guns, and they finally picked off the other human Mosquito here. So I got the LA up here. I got the Beaufighter up here. We just started turning it blue, so now it's time to hopefully pick off either the LA or the bullfighter before one kills the other, or this is all going to kind of go to shit. So keep pushing. Come on, come on, come on. Getting my speed up here. I would like to be able to get a little closer here. I'd like to pick off the bullfighter, of course, before the LA finishes him off. Yeah, there we go. Pick him off, and we keep the objective rolling. He's nice enough to turn away from me, and we just flip the objective just like that. No problem. Kim's coming up here in the Mark Hurricane. Yeah, we're going to go head-to-head. That doesn't work for you either, buddy. And Nikita, yeah, I don't know if that was rockets were for me or what, but ooh, 20mm heaven right there, boys and girls. God, I love that shit. Finish off the red baddies. Now it's time to go back to center. I probably should have stayed in center of this game, just because that's all they've did was go center, go center, go center, go center. At one point it was clean. Unfortunately, as soon as I left, they all returned. Of course they do, right? I should have camped the all-you-can-eat buffet in the center. You know, that's typically what it is here, but that's all right. We're gonna play this a little more interesting here. I'm gonna try to stay up here as high as I can. I don't want to deal with that light fighter. They got 2 heavies down low, 2 GAs, and I'm going to start looking for targets of opportunity and what we're going to be shooting at here. So pull around. That's what I was waiting for. Bullfighters are just spawned. So we're going to start trying to see if we can pick up some of these bullfighters. They're going to be at altitude, of course. So this is going to be some easy picking for me. Come around onto this bullfighter. Put a couple shells into him. There we go. I unfortunately had to drop down to 1,300 meters, but that's all right because I know these bot bullfighters, if they have nothing to shoot at, they usually try to go to altitude as much as possible. So I'm going to pick up these 2 easy kills here, just see if I can get this objective turned back, and I almost there. So I got the BF-110 below, and we're going to finish off you. Picked up the quick turn. We're not quite there yet. We got over half of it our way through here, so we got the 180. He's smoking on through. My wings all shot to shit. That's all right. We're gonna pick you up as quick as possible. Didn't get him, and that's when I noticed Mosquito's almost dead, and we're almost got this. Pick him up, flip back up and around. I got 18 hit points. Life is not good. Finally, they finished that guy off. He only had 16 hit points after I made the pass on him. So, we got the missile base back. It's flying. It's starting to shoot. And, yeah, we need to win this. We're down almost 100 points. We are down 100 points. Fortunately, we're up on planes. So, I'm going to head here toward the airfield here. I'm going to try to see if I can pick up another objective here before we lose. Pick up the LA-5 coming in here. He's picking up upon the Hurricane here, and I'm just going to make a pass at him as I come in. We'll see how many... oh yeah, there you go. You want to go head-to-head? Yeah, we can do that. Almost finish him off. Flip back up and over, and they finish him off. The guns do. So, got sidetracked there. We're starting to gain, but it's a little slow. So we need to get in here. It's sitting pretty even for when it comes to at least the numbers wise. The one bomber that's over top is actually over top for a base, and he's getting essentially wrecked. So Alfred finally does something worth a damn and picks up the kill on the bomber. So now we're sitting pretty decent here. And that's about the time I was like, what the F? I hate these respawns that spawn right the fuck on top of you. Alright, so, yeah, he's on my tail. Ooh, this is going to be difficult. Flip up and over. Jimmy, shimmy. What is he, a BF-110? Yeah, that's not something I want to see. My wings are all shot to shit. Oh, this is not going to be good. So, we're going to roll back around here. I'm not expecting a whole lot of help here, but he was kind enough to mosey off the other direction, and he's allowed me to pick up on him and finish him off. We got one more. I got the base. The space is almost captured. I just need a maybe. The rockets are coming in here, so I'd like to finish this off quickly before, because we really need this objective. I'm not terribly sure at this point. I didn't know exactly how much we were looking for with the. So we had 2 planes left. Their center. Yeah. So tight, real tight here. But we were lucky enough that the 2 GAs ended up in the center, and my heroic effort to win the game wasn't needed. The GA in the center, he gets knocked out, and we end up with a nice 13,715 personal points.